Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about the up-and-coming new year of 2016, and specifically the month of January, because this is the month that everything starts to change. You see, we have the amazing Jupiter and Rahu conjunction that comes together in the sign of Leo. And of course, K2 is going to change into Aquarius. And Jupiter and Rahu will be together till about August 11th. And during this time, expect enormous change worldwide. Because Rahu and Jupiter are in the sign of Leo, Leo represents leadership, kings, presidents, and with this represents an enormous change that is coming in terms of our leadership and representation in the world. But you see, over a long period of time, we have been dealing with a sense of no responsibility being taken by our rulers, by our leaders. Everyone is casting blame outside of themselves. And what I want you to look at today is how you've been casting blame outside of yourself, not taking responsibility for the way things are in your life, as well as reflected in the world and consciousness. So I want to go over some of the major things that are happening in January, such as the Mercury retrograde that's about to take place. Mercury will turn retrograde January 5th, and it will turn direct January 25th. And during this time, expect a lot of crazy things to happen in our lives, such as flight delays, times of being extremely forgetful, miscommunications. So remember, if you're traveling during this time, be patient and expect the delays and expect the setbacks. Many times Mercury has its effect on technology, particularly computers and phones and any form of communication. So remember to back up your computer. And with that, this whole year will be reflective of what is going on this month. And Rahu, remember, can represent fear. The nodes of the moon, the north node of the moon, which is Rahu, the south node of the moon, which is K2, can represent wherever there is the most fear. And coming together with Jupiter is major fear. And what I feel will be happening is that there is a presidential leader that will have to either step down or be forced down. And this will create great chaos and havoc in the world, because anything of this proportion has not happened in a long time. So expect the unexpected and expect extremes to break loose beginning in January. But the entire year is going to be flavored with extremes and turbulence and war. Warlike qualities, anger, disruption, terrorism. This is the year that I feel like is the most extreme. So in the month of January, the new moon will be January 9th, and it will occur in the nakshatra Purva Ashada. Purva Ashada deals specifically with righteousness, with truth, with honor, and it's also known as the nakshatra that can bring declarations of war. But many times in January, we do have the new moon occurring in this nakshatra. So I want you to be aware of the major changes from this nakshatra in terms of declarations of new beginnings, new onsets. But as we know, this year is going to be very, very turbulent. Jupiter will turn retrograde January 8th, and at this point it will be 29 degrees of Leo. What is so interesting about the Jupiter-Rahu conjunction is that they come together at the last and final degree of the sign Leo. And when Jupiter or any planet stations to go retrograde, it stands still. And it will stay at a particular degree for a longer duration, making a major impact with what that degree is about. And Leo is about leadership, kingship, presidents. And at the last and final degree, it means there is an ending. There is a time of some radical change before an ending, and that's why I see the ending of some ruler or some political king, that this will change the consciousness and the outlook and beliefs of everyone in the world. Rahu and Ketu are going to shift signs by January 9th. So Jupiter and Rahu come together and they stop. Remember, the nodes travel backwards. So when Rahu and Ketu shift signs, they're at 29 degrees. This is pivotal. This is a huge turning point for the year. The full moon will occur January 23rd, and this will be in the nakshatra Pusha, which is the teacher, which is learning. So there is a great lesson that is about to be given to us. And one thing I want you to realize about this year, Ketu is coming together with Neptune, and this depicts spiritual transformation. This is the year that there are the greatest opportunities for spiritual change and spiritual transformation. Moksha. Moksha is our spiritual liberation from this world. And above all else, that is the reality of why we're here. So I want to talk about a little bit about the message I want you to have for the year of 2016, and that is forgiveness. And we've heard this word a lot, but I think it is totally misunderstood, because you see, for so long, all of us have not been taking responsibility for ourselves or our lives. And because within ourselves, we tend to cast blame outside of ourselves and not be responsible for the life predicaments and situations that we are currently in, it is being reflected outwardly in world leaders and world leadership. So no one is being responsible. Everyone's casting blame outside of themselves. Particularly if you look in the political arena, the drama that is occurring politically, everyone points the finger at someone else, never taking blame for the way things are or the responsibility to change things and move forward without blaming or looking at the past. This is the message that we must take very seriously, because if we want the world to change, we have to change ourselves. So let's talk about what forgiveness is truly about. It is about owning up to our own faults. What is it that we are doing that we keep blaming other people for? For example, so many people call me when they're having their chart done. They want to know, what is the blocks? Why is it they can't move forward in their life? It's because they're not being responsible for their own actions and they're blaming others. It's time to quit blaming your spouse. It's time to quit blaming your parents, the government, the president, or the economy. You have control to change your own life. So what is forgiveness? Forgiving yourself for these faults that you have. Not blaming others anymore and being responsible. Every time you blame something or someone else outside of yourself, take that back and see how you had a part in it, how you are to blame, and how you can change it. So essentially I'm saying to forgive thyself for all of the blame that you cast outside of yourself. Every time we point the finger outside of ourselves, we're giving away our power, because the only power we have is to change ourselves. So pointing at other people takes away our power to change, and it represents that you're being a victim. And remember, victims never ever get anywhere. And remember this, when you own up to your truth, it means you're not living the lie anymore. You're being in control of your life. Everyone wants the truth. Neptune and K2 coming together in Aquarius represents the truth, and everyone knows the truth. So no matter how we may delude ourselves or kid ourselves that everything else is responsible for our predicament, that's living a lie. And when we choose to live the truth, our whole life will change for the better, and success is on its way. Here's a little analogy I want to give you. It's very extreme. In terms of forgiveness, our world and our humanity is basically very forgiving. We all want the truth, and when we get the truth, everything's resolved. For example, when President Bill Clinton, in the Monica Lewinsky scandal, when he finally came out and told the truth, he was forgiven. Over time, it's no big deal. Nobody's worried about it, because we basically are a forgiving world. Forgiving people are forgiving. But another extreme example, in the case of Bill Cosby, he's never owned up or told the truth. Everyone knows. And because of that, there is so much disdain, there is so much unrest, and he is totally hated by many people because he is not coming forth with the truth. Until the truth is revealed, people cannot be forgiven. So until your truth is revealed, you cannot be forgiven. But when you tell your truth, you're totally forgiven, and everything's healed, and progress is made. The world moves forward. So this is my message: to own up to your faults, quit blaming others, be honest, be truthful to yourself, and this will be the most productive and the most successful year of your life. And as you do this, when you change what you have control over, which is yourself, then the whole world will reverberate with this vibrational energy, higher consciousness. Now, so many people are unconscious in the world right now, but you have the opportunity in 2016 to come and be conscious and aware and have a spiritual transformation of consciousness, and this will bring you happiness, and this will bring you the best year possible of your life. If you would like more information about my work or would like a reading, you can always go to my website, which is galacticcenter.org. Thank you.